Welcome back to another first impressions, this time for the anime Musume Cinderella Grey Core 2. Synopsis from any list. Hailing from the humble countryside, Oguri Cap has turned the racing world on its head. Her rampage through the national race scene seemed unstoppable, until it wasn't. Tamamo Cross, the current peak of racing, has bested the beast and declared Oguri Cap her rival. But Oguri Cap can't afford to keep her attention on Tamamo Cross alone. One by one, racers from all over the world arrive in Japan, ready to demonstrate their own prowess. Up against the best the world has to offer, our Ashen Racer will need to reach beyond her limits if she wants to stand a chance. Keep those eyes peeled. The Cinderella story, full of twists and turns, lies ahead. We continue where we left off, with Oguri Cap losing to Tamamo Cross. And now we prepare for the big race, the Japan Cup, where Oguri Cap is going to go against Tamamo Cross, and we have a bunch of new rivals attending. We have someone coming from Britain, a horse. We have a horse coming from Italy, two horses from America, and one from New Zealand. And all of them, their own characters. You see some of the characters around here, around Oguri Cap. Now, the first 3 episodes, we get introduced to some of these characters. However, racing-wise, we get to see the one race centered around March, which was Oguri's quote-unquote rival whenever she was in the countryside. And the second race we get to see is centered around Super Creek, which is interesting. Now, these races were very well animated. I enjoyed them. I like the characters. Every character in Musume has a lot of story surrounding them. How the style of the character, the relationships around the characters between that specific horse girl and the other ones. There is a lot going on in Musume. If you want to see more, there are multiple seasons or the game if you want to enjoy that one. Even though the animation was great, it felt like there was a little bit missing. There was this big spice. There was some spice missing. Similar to like last season, whenever we had Oguri Cap against Tamamo Cross. That last scene where you had like the beast coming up behind Tamamo Cross. This spice was a little bit missing in those 2 races. Now I'm confident we will get that in the Japan Cup, because there are a lot of races going on. Most of the story at the moment is surrounding that big race. It is a big race, pretty famous. I mean, people fly in from all over the planet. I mean, we have people from America, New Zealand, Italy, and Britain. I mean, the best of the best are going to race here, and it is going to be very interesting. So far, the beginning was pretty good. Like the animation. I do like the characters. Super Creek. I mean, I don't want to get any Yakuza on my head, but it was very enjoyable. I do want to show a little bit. I can't show too much of the race, but this was in the race of Super Creek, just to have, so you have a little bit of an idea how these races look. There you go. Again, don't want to show too much, and I don't want to spoil the race as well, I like Super Creek. What I really enjoyed in that animation, you can see that Super Creek has a very long stride. Everyone is like taking 2 or 3 steps for every step she takes, which is very nice. Naturally, she has a nice character to look at as well, but that is besides the point. Again, was very enjoyable. I am very hopeful that the big race is going to be explosive. It does feel, like a shonen sports anime in the building blocks. However, because the game is out for quite a long time, all these characters are developed. Every horse girl you see that has a name, there's a bunch of stories around those. You know how the character is, you can go into the game or into some of the other stories surrounding the franchise. There's a lot of stuff to get, into if you like Musume. And it is interesting that they made horse racing interesting, because I was not interested in horse racing at all. I played the game for some time and enjoyed it quite a bit, and recommend trying it at least. So I'm very hopeful this is going to be very interesting, the big race. A little bit sad we didn't get too much, of our favorite Gelatin Ogre recap, but we will definitely get a lot more later on. AnyList has it at 83% mean score. People love it. My anime list has it at 8.42. Again, people really enjoy Musume. I would say the first 3 episodes, I would give it an 8 out of 10. Very solid. Good start. The 2 races we had, it felt like there was that little spice missing. If we had that, easy 9. However, I'm very confident whenever Ogre Recap is going to be in the race, stuff is going to go crazy.